Should we run up or drive up, you think? Royal Fortress? Should probably run up. Mortar.
Incoming! Look out! Incoming! Keep moving!
I'm moving!
Do something about those machine gun nests!
What machine gun? They haven't seen me yet. Oh.
We cannot fail!
That was a grenade. Ah!
In the king's name! Die! Heading up! Understood. Collapsing on target.
I think that was close. Oh. Ah! Holy. That didn't hit.
You are about to get gutted! Going up!
You chose your side! Now you must die!
You will make fine footstool!
No more oppression!
Climb, climb. Oh, I fell. I fell. God, the climbing animation is so bad. Is it just me, or does this feel like a Skyrim city invasion? Ow! Holy! They're gonna come up here, you know it.
Hurry! You are about to get gutted!
They got it.
Your life for the king's glory!
How do I open the gate for them?
You're dead!
Ajay, use explosives to breach the main gate!
I will destroy you!
How do I open this gate?
There's nowhere to run!
Oh, did I? Oh, oh. I didn't know.
I hope you have a good head start, Gale.
The gate is breached! Move in!
That works. Ah.
Keep the pressure on!
Ow. Beat that head again.
Did you think we wouldn't fight back?
Capture. We need to capture.
Within half a minute.
Capturing.
We have the armory!
Ow! Holy fuck.
I'll kill you slow.
Move! Out of my way.
Show them what happens to meet enemies.
Oh, that really hurt.
Enemy on top. We have them. Heads up, grenade out. Go to the machine gun. We're on our way to you.
Oh my god, what? I just got like exploded. What was that? Oh man, what the fuck was that?
Hold tight. We're coming.
We have the armory!
God damn it, why can't I hit them? Oh, what the fuck? I suck.
We're on our way to you. I'll send your head back to your mother.
We've secured the communications room! They won't be able to call for reinforcements now!
Let's see how they will do the fire's out of control!
Oh, I know how we get there.
What the hell?
Whoa, what the fuck? Ow. Okay, regroup time.
They're trying to retake the fortress. Fight them off.
I don't have much ammo.
How you sounded.
Oh, ammo.
No one can help you.
Ow, ow. What the fuck? Oh, you piece of shit. Can somebody kill this motherfucker? Holy shit, the allies are useless. Bruh, why is my melee not work? Oh my god, I was spamming the melee button, and then for some reason he gets the melee every time. Unbelievable.
Down, down the statue.
Down with Pagan!
Bring it down.
Oh, the pickaxe? Or... Oh. RPG's nice and all. But how about some C4? It's not over yet. He's still alive.
Long live the golden path.
Really, Ajay? What do you have against my likeness? All those posters, Eric, my double, and now this. Am I missing a hint? Should I start taking this personally? That statue was solid fucking gold. Literally. I'm not being metaphorical. Do you know how many artifacts I had to melt down to get it made? And poor Eric standing there for God knows how long just to pose for it. Well, what's done is done. And dinner's nearly ready.
Oh.
I got the gate open. I'm heading for the palace.
The Royal Guard is counterattacking. We can't support you.
I'm going in.
Kyrat be with you, brother.
I want some crab rangoons. support me, so why am I doing it? Oh, this is where it all started.
So one by one, each path we walk in moon and sun, each red dust rose we cut and run from. They lay us low, they leave us numb. The damage done, as every mile between us passes, at every road I cross I notice, the space beside me only grows. When will you come to me, Sergeant? Come to me, say you're coming back.
Hi, Pagan.
Come in.
There he is.
I apologize for the austerity I sent to help home. Chances are you shot them on your way in. Now, before we begin, to whom am I speaking? The son who returned to scatter his mother's ashes, or the lunatic who has murdered his way to the top of my mountain?
I'd go with the
If
latter.
I were speaking to the first guy, then I would say, sit down. Let's be civilized. Enjoy some food. But we tried that before, didn't we? At our first meeting? You sat right here. Paul was off applying voltage to the nipples of your rude little plus one. I stood just like this. And what were my exact words? Stay here. Enjoy the crab rangoon. Don't move. I'll be right back. Now, if you had just listened, just waited for me, then we would have come back here straight away, together, and scattered your mother's ashes. So then you must be the second guy who didn't listen, decided instead to join the other monkeys and start throwing his shit around. But I'll tell you what. I call a do-over. I say you have two choices. One, you could shoot me, boring, or you could sit down, enjoy some food, and you and I will go scatter your mother's ashes together.
Do I make that choice now? What would Ajay do? What would Ajay do? Because that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's what Ajay would do. At least based on the Ajay we've seen. And that's just it.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I
You
go?
know what?
If
Like
you
Pagan
say
said,
that you are
boring.
mine,
What the fuck is that?
I'll be here till the end of time. So
Skip. There's gotta be an after scene, right?
Pagan's dead.
Good, brother. It's finally over. Did you find Lakshmana?
No, I don't know what it is. I guess it's not important.
Kyrat's free, brother. That's all that matters. Come out and celebrate, like Mohan would have wanted you to.
Okay, God, what a dumb ending. What a dumb...
Hello, neighbor. Oh, Mr. Gale. Well, I guess that's it then. No more mayhem and destruction. Hanging up the old rocket launcher. Right. I really love what you've done with the place. It'll be sad to see you go. Put it on the shelf, as it were. Gathering dust. Unless... some unfinished business, perhaps. Loose ends, isn't it? Or people to kill. That's what I just said, Donald. It's Yogi, you prat. Smoke? Smoke?
Not this time.
Where's the celebration? You're kidding me. That's the game. That fucking sucked. Well, I usually say how I feel about a game after I finish, and I will do that. But if you're a fan of this one, you're not gonna like this, because this game was a huge step down from Far Cry 3. I think the only improvement was visually. It looks visually much better. The graphics are great, but that's like the only thing. Okay, I guess more unique locations is kind of cool, but there's such a... I didn't really explore that many, so I can't really say that's actually the case. No, I can. The locations were cooler. They were. But the graphics also play into that to some degree. Characters? Pagan was, for the brief amount of time we saw, I feel like all the characters could have been cool, but like they way overdid this like radio comm stuff where like I feel like we didn't see Pagan for like 95% of the game. We saw him at the beginning, we saw him briefly at Yuma's prison thing, and then we see him at the end, and that was like it. Okay, and we see his body double that one time, but other than that, he wasn't in the game. He was a cool guy, but he wasn't in the game, basically. Our character Ajay had zero character development during the whole thing. What a fucking boring, shitty protagonist. Like awful. At least like Jason Brody had some motive and some obvious changes in who he was that made the story make sense. You know, when you get to that mission where you're blazing the drugs, he's like, oh, I love this thing. You know, he's obviously like, oh my God, Jason's going off his rocker. And you can rationalize like, and so because he's going off his rocker and he's getting really into this bloodlust, it makes sense for him to want to keep doing these missions. Like, oh, he's enjoying this actually. So it makes sense. Ajay is fucking silent the whole time. He's like, yep, I'll do that. I just killed 1 billion people. Yep. And he did that from the very start. Like, he had just escaped Pagan Min's place. You know, he climbs a tower and they're like, hey, can you go attack this outpost for us? And he's like, yep. Why? Give us a reason in his character why he should do that, you know? Make the story make sense. It just didn't. There was no motive for why Ajay wanted to do these things. We started the game off with all he wanted to do was spread his ashes of it for his mom. And that's all that really should have been there by the end based on what he said. But you just like whatever character he was impossible to see. Blandest motherfucker out there. And sure, to some degree, you could be like, well, you're supposed to be in your head. You decide what kind of character Ajay is like. It's like, well, for me, Ajay would have shot Yogi and Reggie first thing. Why did I have to keep doing their missions? Why did I have to do Longinus missions? They didn't make sense. Especially since, even with all the radio talk and stuff they do in this game, they didn't for those missions. They didn't have like Longinus call you up, hey Ajay, I've got a special task for you. Come meet me on the tent at the tent up here, blah 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 blah. No, there would just be a letter on the map, and you're like, oh, there's a letter. I guess I should go there. Like, it's as if you were like looking at fucking, you know how Snapchat has that thing where you can see like where people are? I haven't used Snapchat, so maybe that's not on there now. I haven't used it in a while. But it's like seeing one of your friends is at the start of a hike and be like, oh, I'm gonna drive over to my friend at that hike, and you meet him there and you're like, hey, can I go on this hike with you? And they're like, sure. Obviously that's not what would happen in real life, because that's fucking weird. No one does that. That's stalking. And it's also just like going somewhere only because you see someone's there, which is what you did here. You see a letter? Oh, I should go there. There's a mission. There was no other context given that should indicate why you should be there. You know, in Far Cry 3, we have fucking like Buck, like he gives us a key and he's like, oh, you might want to figure out where that goes. So now in the story, it makes sense, like, oh, Jason Brody should want to figure out where this key goes to, and then we want to go there next. Then you can look at the map, see an indicator, and be like, oh, okay, I should do that. Or you get a call like, oh, the doctor's place is on fire, we need to get back to it. Well, now it makes sense story-wise, I need to go back to the doctor. You know, and I just feel like they never did that kind of shit in this game. They just stuck points on the map and you were supposed to know, oh, I should go there. Which, it's not hard to know you should, it doesn't make sense as a story. And that's just fucking lazy. I was so unimpressed by that the entire game. It was just so lazy. The whole thing, lazy, lazy, lazy. They did not try to make the characters and the story fit together well. This game had a lot of potential though, but I feel like that the story just not making sense and them not trying to have it make sense and be cohesive just hurt everything in the game. It just like ruined so much. They needed to make it so that you could understand based on what was happening in the game and what people were saying why your character would be doing what they're doing. And there wasn't. Like, they could have said like, oh, Ajay was like a fucking murderer in his hometown or whatever. Like, if he were a bad guy before he got here and we knew that, this would make a lot more sense. He just wants to fucking kill people. But as far as we know, he seemed like a little bit of a wuss, you know, when we get in first thing. I can't remember, is this where we started? No. We just started in Banapur, right? Yeah. But like, it just, he's like a wuss, he gets shoved out, and now like all of a sudden, switch on, murders, rampage, and no character development for the rest of the game. And maybe I did miss out on something because I shot Pagan Min at the end instead of going along and seeing what would happen otherwise. But like, I did what seemed most immersive to the character, like what Ajay would have done, which was dumb. But, you know, I'll probably just go and look up on YouTube what the alternate ending would look like. But also, the Sabal Amina thing, I feel like we were supposed to get some like, oh, and this is what Sabal went on to do and why you should have chosen Amina. There was just nothing though. There's no ending. This is not an ending. This was just like a slap in the fucking face. Super unimpressed. Yep, I don't think I have too much else to say. Music was good, but I thought it was gonna get better. I thought the ending would be decent. I was, you know, pretty unsatisfied throughout the game, but I thought it was gonna get better, and somehow it just got worse. Combat was, I'd say it was a tad better. I suck at the game, so, you know, that makes it look a bit worse, but no, I think it was actually fun. All the times I curse at the game, like, oh, this fucking sucks. When I'm doing that after I died, it's usually just because I'm bad, you know, so take that with a grain of salt. But everything else I said, I do stand behind. I think the characters, story, overall plot is just horribly done in this game. Even though it, you know, it's like they messed up the worst 10% they could have. You know, it's like if 90%, I'm not saying 90% of this game is good, but if you got 90%, the 10% you didn't, this game gets like the worst 10% to fuck up on. I feel like games like this are supposed to like kind of thrive on that immersion, you know? Beautiful scenery. Really let yourself sink into that area and sink into the character of who you are in the game. But we don't, Ajay's not a character. There's nothing interesting about Ajay. Ajay should jump off a cliff. That's what I think about the game. So if you're a big fan, sorry I kind of trash talked the game you like, but the reviews were good. So I do have to say, I'm clearly in the minority. The reviews were good. Most people liked it. I really didn't. If I had to give it a like rating, it'd probably be down like a 4 out of 10 or something. Not even, there are worse 4 out of 10 games, but just because this game gave the fucking slap in the face of that ending, that was so disrespectful. So, no, if I knew this is the game it was gonna be at the start, I wouldn't have played it. And I think that's a reasonable place to put a 4 out of 10 game. Gameplay wasn't bad. It was good gameplay. There were fun moments. A lot of them. But my satisfaction of this game is low. And it makes me wish I'd played something else. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go play something else. Probably gonna play Far Cry 5. Actually, I think there's one that comes in between. Hopefully it's more close to Far Cry 3 in terms of story. I want a good story. Pagan Min was a good antagonist, in case I didn't mention that. He was cool. I just would have liked to see him more than 3 times. Not that, you know, to be fair, we didn't see... What's his face from Far Cry 3? How am I forgetting his name? Voss. We didn't see Voss that many times. We didn't see, what's his face, the actual antagonist that comes after Voss that many times. I don't know. It felt like there was still more story development and that they got more screen time to make an impact. This just felt like they got some famous person to make a cameo and it happened to be the antagonist that we'd never see. Yuma was kind of interesting. We only saw her like 2 times, so we didn't really get a chance for her to build into something like, you know, it was interesting. But like, think of Citra in the first game, or the guy who saves us. I can't remember, but the whack guy who tries to kill us at the end and ends up killing Citra. Think about the American CIA or whatever agent dude he's supposed to be. I feel like all of these characters, you know, mission after mission, we get to know a little better, they're interesting. We got to do that with Amina and Sabal in this, but they both ended up being completely inconsequential, whichever one of those, you know. Those are, so the only characters that got to develop were ones that in the end didn't fucking matter. I could have chosen any choice. There was no ending. There was no like, oh, this is the consequence of your choices. There was nothing. The choices were nothing the whole time. And that's, they didn't play their game. They didn't play their game. I refuse to believe that anybody working on this game actually tried it out and said, oh, that was a really fun game. Great story, 10 out of 10. If any of the developers who worked on this game had that viewpoint, they should lose their job. They shouldn't be making games. I think they're in the wrong industry. But, you know, enough Debbie Downer. Move on to the next Far Cry game. I bet it's going to be a lot more fun, because you can't get too much worse than this. I hope. So, anyway, sorry to end it on that note. I wish it was a great game. I really wish it was. I wish it had a great ending, but this is how we're ending it. So, thank you for watching. And if you made it this far, I really, really appreciate it. You know, not this is a big channel or anything, but every viewer counts for me. I guess that makes it make more sense that every viewer matters more to me, since it's not a big channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.